Welcome to the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by some familiar faces. We're going a bit old school today. Well, old Tommy's here, obviously. Stevie Nicol and Shaq are here, slot with us as well. Craig Burley will be joining us a little later on. A surprising result, and just to confirm there, Miroslav Klose level on goals with Ronaldo as he overtakes Gerd Müller. Only becomes the third player in the history of the World Cup to score in 4 separate competitions. Lots of congratulatory tweets, including this one from the Brazilian Ronaldo saying, "Welcome to the club. #Closer." Of course, one man who's only 14 goals off joining that club is with us now, Craig Burley. Craig, that was a brilliant game, wasn't it?
It absolutely was, and I mean, Ghana obviously under pressure after losing the opening game to the US, but I think they showed enough in that game that we saw they can create, Dan, going forward. It's at the other end where they really look ropey, and when they got that second goal, when they took the lead, they almost got a third and a fourth, and you kind of felt they were going to need that because defensively they don't look too good, and certainly from set pieces they've lost a couple of goals. But in saying that, the Germans weren't their usual efficient self defensively as well, and I think that made for a great game, and what it means is this group is still wide open.
It really is. What's happened here? In general, Tommy.
The group is in chaos. That's what's happened.
Because the first game, Germany were excellent against Portugal.
Right.
We were all sitting here saying, you know, they could go on and win this. And then they don't really turn up in this game. Well, not enough, obviously, to get the 3 points.
No, and amazingly, you know, tomorrow there's a game between Portugal and the US, and if the US happen to win it, they'll be sitting on top of the group, which is even more incredible. I mean, anything can happen in this group the way it's gone.
Let's focus on this game a little more. Where did Germany go wrong, or where did Ghana go right, in your opinion, Stevie?
I think where Germany go wrong is defensively. They don't have any pace. Germany's a team that's always going to attack. They're always going to go forward. And when they do that, they're going to leave some holes. And if you're playing against a team like Ghana, who's full of power and pace, then you're going to have problems. And that's what happened. Unless you get 2 or 3 goals, you get yourself that far ahead, that knocks the stuffing out of them, they're always going to keep coming after you. And that's what Ghana did.
I think this was more about Ghana being good than Germany being poor. And Steve and I were talking before the game, and I felt that when you look at Ghana, easily the most organised of the African countries in the way they approach games, in the way they set up, and in their discipline. And it showed. And the thing for Ghana as well is their back. This was do or die for them. They couldn't hold anything back. They had to get something out of it. As it is, a point may just about keep it. But it showed when Ayew scored his equaliser. There was a shot where Ghana got a free kick wide and Ayew was in the box, geeing the players up, telling them, let's go. And I thought that kind of symbolised the urgency of the Ghanaian situation, that a point wasn't good enough. That's not how they saw it. And they were going to do whatever it took to get 3 points. In the end, all right, they have to leave with a point. In the end, it may yet be enough just to keep them in this.
But they missed their chance, didn't they? Remember when, I forget who it was, totally free on the far side of the field and cuts inside and he bangs the ball wide with 2 players in the box. I mean, that was the chance to
go from the counter-attack.
The Germans had chances as well. I mean, this could have been 4 or 5 each.
Right.
And let's be honest, I don't think anybody deserved to lose this game the way it finished up.
You're so nice.
For me, Ghana missed their chance in the US game. I mean, you look at this group and you look at Germany and you think, well, if we get a point out of that, we'll be happy. With the other 2 teams in the group that maybe we have to take maximum points off of, and that's where they missed their chance. Not today.
Totally different games tactically, though. The US sat in. There was nowhere for Ghana to go.
Yeah.
Today they had space to use that pace that they have. That was the difference.
The ball's the old onion bag, but he's forgotten his dance steps now.
Well, let's just take a look then at how the group stands after that result. Remember, the other game sees Portugal against the USA play tomorrow. We'll be talking about that game a little later on. But as it stands, it's all to play for. Everyone is still in with a chance of qualifying. Craig, it's a fascinating group, isn't it? It's a pretty chaotic group. Who at the moment would you bet your money on going through?
Well, it depends what Portugal is going to turn up tomorrow in the game against the US, and so, you know, Paulo Bento's already said, the coach, we're going to go for that. So it's a difficult one really to gauge. Obviously, the US team can can really, nail it with a win. So I would say the US are in a very good position. We've spoken about it all year, and even our American colleagues have said, look, they don't expect the US team to get out of this group, but actually if you look at it now, they're sitting in a pretty decent position. If they can contain Ronaldo tomorrow, if he's fit, then they've got half a chance.
Let's just reflect on Miroslav Klose. It doesn't get the plaudits maybe that he deserves when you look at the other names and the other people who haven't achieved what he has at the World Cup. Are you going to show Messi some love?
No, I mean, he got 2 goals, all right, but I mean, Argentina were up against that world power known as Iran, and it took them 92 minutes to score a goal. I mean, that's obviously what the Messi fans want me to say, so I just said it, but I was not at all impressed by what he did
I don't really
in
know what you
92
said.
minutes. Up against a world power like Iran.
I see. So you're saying that people getting excited about Messi shouldn't because the quality of the opponent wasn't.
Yeah, Iran, I mean, okay, everybody expects to beat Iran, don't they?
I think you've been a little harsh, Tom.
Okay, well, then I'm a bit harsh. What can I tell you?
As from first minute to 90 minutes wasn't his best game.
Right, the last game was the best game.
But again, there's a reason why this guy was one of the, or used to be the best in the world.
Oh.
He's dropped so far down, he's maybe number 2, is because he scores winning goals and he carries his team when you least expect it. And that's exactly what he did today. 92nd minute?
Yep.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that's going to score the winning goal? It's always going to be him, and he produced. And you can't give him stick because he won the game.
I think the challenge for both Argentina and Lionel Messi, especially in this boom, because they'll be playing against better opposition who'll be wanting to score goals themselves, and that's when Lionel Messi is going to come good.
Craig, what do you make of the criticism that some, including Tommy, are levelling at Messi, saying, yeah, you scored the winning goal, but what about the rest of the game? Where's the Messi that we know and love during that sort of period?
Well, hold on a minute. Let me just put it to you this way. People were saying, can Lionel Messi pitch up at the World Cup and score goals like he does for Barcelona? Now, he's done that twice. But, people are now saying, well, OK, but he's not playing well for 90 minutes. The guy can't win. If Lionel Messi doesn't score those 2 goals, Argentina don't win the 2 games. That's obviously stating the obvious. But they're sitting on 2 points. They're not sitting on 6 points. And that means they go into the last game a bag of nerves against Nigeria, I think it is. So, Lionel Messi's doing everything he needs to do. It's difficult when teams sit in. It's difficult when they get 2 or 3 men around you. It's difficult when they do here at a World Cup what they don't do in Spain most of the time, and that is tackle Lionel Messi. So it's not easy for him. You cannot criticise him when he drags your team through 2 games with 2 goals like that.
Craig, I'm sure you heard the argument here in the studio. Was it a penalty or not for Iran? What did you think?
I thought it was a penalty. There was a minuscule touch on the ball from Zabaleta, but I thought it was a penalty. I thought Iran were a credit to their country. I thought they played really well. I thought the goalkeeper obviously had to make some great saves. And listen, it's not easy to play some of these teams at the World Cup. I mean, apart from the Spanish, there's really nobody been walloped down here. It's very, very competitive.
The Swiss, maybe, Craig.
Does minuscule not count anymore? If you either touch the ball or you don't. And if you touch the ball, that's why it's not a penalty kick. So whether he gets the whole thing or just a little piece of it doesn't make any difference. We'll
say thank you very much. Craig, we haven't got time for Craig to respond.
Oh, well.
Oh, there you go. You get the last word, Stevie.
See?
There you go.
I was ready for a good goal there.
Argentina qualify for the next stage of the World Cup coming up after the break. Going home, they are out of the tournament. Meanwhile, Nigeria in control of their own destiny. That group is hotting up as well now.
Yeah, there's a lot of football to be played in that group, but I mean, at the beginning, everybody said Argentina would probably win the World Cup or could be favourites to win the World Cup. They haven't really looked like favourites in this group to win any World Cup.
Well, let's just take a look, shall we, at how the group stands.
Okay.
As you mentioned before,
That's good
obviously Argentina are through. They can't be caught now, and it's all down to Nigeria's game, which is the final game for them against Argentina. If they can get a point from that match, then they will go through to the knockout stages. However, if Iran beat Bosnia-Herzegovina and Argentina beat Nigeria, it's then all down to goal difference, and it could be Iran progressing to the next round.
Yeah,
what are you laughing at?
It's very
say that again?
Very tight. Very tight.
You totally lost me there.
No, if Nigeria fail to lose against Argentina, they're through.
Yeah.
Right.
They need to get at least a point.
Right. Well, if they perform the way they did today, then they're capable of getting a point. Argentina, the pressure's off them.
Yep.
Defensively, they looked a little bit shaky, Argentina as well. So there's no reason why Nigeria can't get that point for me.
What do you make of Tommy's point? We had Paul Mariner on the show and others as well saying that Argentina, this is the year. You look at their attack, you look at the sporting cast for Messi, they're going to win it.
They should, and rightly so, coming to the tournament as favourites as a result.
They weren't favourites. Brazil were favourites.
Well, close to favourites. Stop nitpicking, Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to make a point
minuscule.
here. I'm trying to make a point here.
Yeah.
But they come into the tournament as close to favourites to win it because of that attacking prowess.
Why can't you say second favourites?
Because of how good they are attacking. But again, it cost them 4 years to go poor at the back. You wonder again this time around. But I still feel we're going to see better from both Argentina and Messi as this tournament progresses.
It's getting very interesting now, of course, in the group stages. You can stick with us all through the World Cup. ESPN FC with you every single day. Check your local listings and feel free to join us. Let's just remind you of how match day 11 looks. Belgium taking on Russia, South Korea against Algeria, and the US against Portugal. If the US beat Portugal, they're through, aren't they?
Yeah, and Portugal are gone.
Wow.
Portugal are out. I mean, Portugal, Spain and England gone, just like that. That'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
It'd be pretty special. Yeah. Goodness me. And Portugal, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's got his knee brace. We know he'll play.
I think that's a little worrying, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I've ever put against anybody with a knee brace on. That tells you how desperate Portugal are, that they're going to risk this guy, and he's willing to risk himself as well. They really must be feeling the heat. Although you'd have to say, they probably weren't expecting 3 points from Germany.
But isn't there another risk in it too? I mean, what do you call him? He's going to play with broken nose, Dempsey. And he's not going to wear anything on the nose. I mean, where's the elbow going to be planted on the first corner?
Tommy, where there's no sense, there's no feeling, we call it.
So what do you think then, Shaq?
I mean, it's again, do or die for Portugal. Second game of the tournament. Who thought we'd be saying that about this many European teams? And then for Ronaldo as well. And again, the same criticism I had of Portugal and Ronaldo in the first game, I feel will be even more prominent, how they pandered to him. You feel that Ronaldo once again will want to make a mark in this World Cup. This is, or maybe his last opportunity if they lose. I mean, let's be honest, the third game is academic.
They don't pander to Ronaldo.
What?
Oh, come on.
What?
That's it.
Anyway.
What's wrong with him,
Thanks
Steve?
to Shaka.
There's nothing wrong
Thanks
with him.
to Stephen Nicol. Thanks to Tommy Smith. For a lot more, you can go to espnfc.com. We'll be back tomorrow for more ESPN FC. Until then, bye-bye.